going to walk y'all through another way to do a water change. This way can be easier if it's just one person. The other way, you really need two people. This way is still suggested to have two people if possible, because anytime you're moving that much water around, you really need a backup person in case there's a leak, one of the pumps starts shooting water anywhere. It's just good to have two people. First thing you want to do is the main pump here. Go ahead and unplug that. That's going to stop the pump from putting water back into the tank. You'll notice the sump starts to fill up. That's okay. Don't worry about it. We're going to come over here. We're going to start turning all the power heads and such off. This power strip, what you want to do is unplug the power heads. Don't turn the power strip off, because that will turn the feeder off. So we'll unplug the power heads, and the cords are labeled, but they are the hang the cords there. The cords are labeled, but they're the black cords. The white cord is the auto feeder. Then we're going to come over here. These are two power heads on this side. We'll go ahead. We're going to unplug those. Hang the cords there. See here. This is the power cord to the protein skimmer. We're going to want to turn that off. We're going to come over here. The GFO and the carbon, these two, you can leave that running. Unplug it if you want to. In fact, let's just go ahead and unplug everything. Yeah, so unplug it just to be safe. This is the large reactor. We're going to unplug that. And then this right here is the auto top-off system. So you also want to go ahead and unplug that. So you just pretty much unplug everything. See here. So we got everything unplugged. This pump right here. See here. Where does it go to? Alright, that we don't have to worry about that. The chiller, you're going to want to unplug that as well. You're pretty much just unplugging everything again. Alright, this right here, this runs a pump in here. We can leave that going for the time being. But you're going to notice the sump is going to continuously be filling up. We want to just let it sit there and fill up. You'll see this tube. Okay, once this tube here stops letting water out, then all the water has drained out that can drain. So what we're going to go ahead and do is, I'm actually going to grab a Sharpie over here on this corner, just for later purposes. We're going to make a little mark. That's where the water should fill up anytime that the tank's turned off, that little line right there. And the reason I made that mark is, we're going to drain the sump completely, so when we fill it back up, we'll know where to fill it up to. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to take the pump from inside the freshwater reservoir and just put it right down in here. Have that sitting in here. Now we're going to take this power strip. You want to make sure that the power strip is turned off, and then plug the power strip in, and then click it on. That's going to turn that little pump on right there. Now make sure that you're safe. You know, you have a power strip and plugs around water. Just be aware. You know, try to have your hands dry anytime you can. If you're uncomfortable with knowing when that is, just dry your hands constantly. Know that you have a power strip in your hand. And just don't drop it in the water or anything like that. But you can just kind of set it down if you want to, or you can keep it in your hand. Whatever makes you more comfortable. But what you're going to do is, you're going to pump all the water out of the sump. And then after you've pumped all the water, you're going to take this vat here, and we're going to pump the water from that saltwater vat into the sump back up to the water line. And then we're just going to turn all the pumps, plug everything back in, and you're good to go. Go ahead and pause it for me.